What's going on, gardeners? Is your first fall frost just about a few days away? Well, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. First, harvest everything. You can wait until the forecasted date of your first frost. So the night that it's going to dip below freezing, you can go ahead and wait until harvest time. But even harvest things like these. These will even ripen at this size. Now, I wouldn't really bother with tomatoes of this size, but harvest everything, even things that are unripe. The cherry tomatoes, if they're starting to show color, go ahead and pick them. If they're still green, don't bother. Same with any plants that you want to overwinter. If you plan on overwintering any of your peppers, which personally I don't think it's the best thing you do unless you live in like zone 10 where they're naturally perennials, but go ahead and overwinter your perennial peppers if you do wish to do so if you live in a colder climate. And then just make sure you're harvesting everything. Harvest even that tiny zucchini that's right there. It's only about 4 or 5 inches long. It's still good for, month. You can even eat these raw as well. Cantaloupe, they won't ripen off the vine, so this probably isn't ripe. But, it never hurts to go ahead and try and pick it. The worst thing is it's not ripe, So that is what you need to do in the garden. Also, what you need to do for your flowers is if you have any healed-in cuttings, I would protect your newly rooted cuttings for the winter, for the first year, and then plant them in their permanent location in the spring. If you want to dig up any things like geraniums or any frost-sensitive plants like dahlias, canna lilies, etc., now is the time to dig them up and shake off the dirt. I will make a video on how to do that with your cannas and geraniums, so I encourage you to subscribe to see that in the very near future, because my frost is coming up pretty soon. So that's another thing. Also, you can take cuttings of anything that you wish to do to keep over. If you don't want to keep the entire plant, you can just keep a cutting of the plant. And a third thing you can do is heal in any of your plants that you didn't get around to planting. Like you can see here, I have this Sunseeker Echinacea. I just kind of heal it in, just dig a hole. It doesn't have to be all the way deep. all the way covered, but as long as some of the roots are protected and as long as the plant is compatible in your zone. That is another thing you can keep in mind. Also, trimming back anything that is fall or is next year's bearing. Don't trim back anything, especially fruits at this time of year. Like these blueberries, these currants, blackberries, raspberries, etc. I really wouldn't, because see, if you do, you can see these buds. If they'll focus, you can see these buds, and that will be next year's foliage and potentially fruit. So especially on second year plants, especially like this currant or this red lake currant, and also this blueberry here. So that's just some fall tips that you need to do right before your first frost. I've had the luxury of having a very late frost. Usually it's around the 2nd or 3rd of October, but this year they're not even forecasting it until the 25th. So it's just one of those years. Keep an eye, look at your forecast, and then you'll know when to do all of these steps. So if you like this video, I hope you subscribe and so you can see future videos and other tips and tricks that I will be going through as we get closer to winter, seed starting, seed auditing, etc., etc. So until I see you in the next video, get on growing.